What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing good. So today we're going to be looking at Genshin Impact. So is Genshin Impact worth playing? Yes. So we're going to try and review the game and cover the main points about it, keeping it brief and new player friendly since the game can be a bit overwhelming. So the questions we'll be answering is: what is Genshin Impact? Can I play Genshin Impact if I am not a weeb? What sort of games are similar to this one? What are the best features of the game? What are the worst features of the game? And should you play it, and is it worth playing mid-2021? Okay, so what is Genshin Impact? It started off as a mobile game and has come to other platforms. It is an open world RPG with a unique and fast-paced combat system. It offers a wide array of characters with different abilities which you can chain together and get different elemental reactions. Can I play Genshin Impact if I am not a weeb? So I know what you're thinking, it does look very anime related and there is some questionable sound effects.
Hey, cutie.
And about like 30 to 45 minutes ago, I beat the fuck out of my dick so goddamn hard.
Doesn't mean you won't enjoy it. It is at its core a very good RPG experience. What sort of games are similar to this one? So the first three that sort of come to mind, it does have its own mechanics that sort of set this aside, but it takes heavy inspiration from Breath of Wild, Phoenix Rising and Final Fantasy. What are the best features of the game? So there's lots of spells and combos with each of the characters and you can chain them together to get different elemental reactions. Each of these are very unique and it will take a little while to learn them, but it is very satisfying when you chain them all together. As I mentioned, there's lots of characters with lots of different abilities, different weapons and all these different trinkets and trophies that you can attach to give your characters different buffs. It has an interesting story, despite the fact it has a couple of level locks to stop your progression and make sure you actually explore and level your characters accordingly. It has multiplayer features, not many at the minute honestly, but the raids look very interesting. I have yet to do some multiplayer myself, but as the missions go, you do those solo. The soundtrack. The soundtrack honestly is just pure vibes. What are the worst features of the game? So as it is a mobile game, it comes from a gacha system, which means that to people who don't know, it is a system where you'll get loads of rewards early on and level quite easily, and then that will slowly fade out into the mid game, meaning that if you want to progress at what you were progressing at, you would have to pay actual money in to get different currencies. There's so many different currencies, so it's quite hard to track what the value of certain things are, but the main thing you'll probably be looking for is pyro gems and wishes. Wishes are essentially loot crates which give you weapons and sometimes characters. Early on, everything can be a bit overwhelming, especially when they start throwing all these currencies in different marketplaces at you, but if you've played some RPGs and some MMO style games, you'll probably get used to it very quickly. Although it can be overwhelming, early on can also be a bit underwhelming. I find the characters that you get given right off the bat, if you don't do any wishes and just use the base 4, they're a little bit underwhelming with their spells and abilities, along with their attack animations. So I would invest in using those pyro gems to get some wishes and try and get yourself an early character. Normally when you do start off, there is a seasonal or a temporary character that you can get pretty easily using a lot of the introduction resources that you get given off the bat. Multiplayer features are pretty minimal at the moment. I do think it is just raids, but these do look quite fun to do and you can obviously farm a lot of resources with your friends. So the last question is, should you play it and is it worth playing in mid-2021? So it is a free-to-play game which does encourage microtransactions, especially towards the late game, But at its core, the free-to-play game and the value of the missions and what the game actually provides, I think it is definitely something worth checking out, especially since it is free. But overall, I definitely would recommend it, and if you like RPGs, and if you do happen to like anime, then I definitely reckon you would like this game. But if you don't like anime like myself, I still enjoy it, just for the RPG elements and the combat. So if this video has convinced you to play Genshin or helped you decide on whether it's the game for you, give the video a like and comment down below if you're enjoying it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.